Autoimmune disorders. So we've got the 4 hypersensitivity reactions. We want to appreciate which of these autoimmune disorders and which of these hypersensitivity reactions they are. Now, first and foremost, what we need to understand is that none of these are going to type 1 hypersensitivity reactions. Why? Because hypersensitivity type 1 is IgE mediated, allergy and anaphylaxis based. These are all a little bit a longer duration and relatively more stable, if it were for a better term. So let's start with the first in line, type 1 diabetes mellitus. That's the first in line. I've chosen that because it works for me. Now, type 1 diabetes mellitus essentially is damage to the beta cells of the islet Langerhans, rendering them incapable of producing insulin, which will in turn lower blood glucose levels. If I'm going to damage these cells, the situation is that the immune system is going to be fairly advanced and it's going to be fairly systematic in how it does it, hence it's going to be cell mediated. This is probably the most advanced of them. It's cell mediated, it takes the longest, and of 2, 3, and 4, this is going to be 4. Type 1 diabetes mellitus has your 4 letters. Type 4 sensitivity reaction, it's cell mediated, it's the longest one, it's the most advanced one, and of the 4, we're going to go with the 4th. Type 1 diabetes mellitus usually occurs in peds, in children, young age group. Children usually sleep in a cradle, and we can then go from cradle to grave. That's what we can do. Cradle to grave, graves hyperthyroidism, and hyperthyroidism is elevated levels of thyroid, so your TSH receptors, antibodies to those, or anti-TSH receptor antibodies. The antibodies are actually on the TSH receptors, and that's why it's type 2. But your memory is cradle to grave. Seeing as we've gone to hyperthyroidism, we may as well go to hypothyroidism, and that's Hashimoto's. And the thing is, things are getting a bit more complex now, aren't they? So rather than adding on an extra hypersensitivity reaction, I might as well just combine the 2 previous ones. Okay, so we'll say this is 2 and it's 4. And why is it 2? Well, because we're going to have anti-TPO antibodies, aren't we? Okay, thyroid peroxidase antibodies. Okay, 2 and 4. Now, we've done 2 and 4. We said 1 is out anyway because that's never going to be involved. So what's left? Well, 3 is left. We can't leave 3 on its own. And we've got SLE3. Okay, SLE3, 3 letters, 3E3 SLE. And that's what we need to worry about that. But what's important with SLE is your anti-dsDNA and anti-Smith. Okay, these antibodies are specific to SLE. Now, there are others, anti-Rho, anti-LAR, but they are non-specific. Anti-dsDNA and anti-Smith are SLE3. Last but not least, we've done 3, so we may as well keep to 3. And I'm going to go all the way back around in a cyclical manner and say 4 as well. So 3 and 4, leaving behind the last but not least, rheumatoid factor. Now, rheumatoid factor is your anti-citrullinated peptide, okay, CTP. I'll just say here. There is the concept of rheumatoid factor as well, but remember, rheumatoid factor, as sensitive as it is, it's not very specific because a lot of rheumatological conditions will have that, and appreciate also that rheumatoid factor actually is itself an immunoglobulin, IgM, which then gets converted to IgG. And so there you have it. Type 1 diabetes mellitus, 1 because it's first in line, occurs in peds, peds to cradle, cradle to grave, graves hyperthyroidism, and then from graves, that's hyper, I'm going to go to hypo, so Hashimoto's, and I've got 2 and 4. I'm just going to put them guys together and give you my 2 and 4 over here. Follow then by 3 because that guy's left out, SLE3, and then 3, and again I'm going to go back around as a cyclical manner, 3 and 4, rheumatoid arthritis. Thank you for watching.